we back. We are back. We are back.
Well, actually, are we back? We back with a new.
No, we back new. We knew.
We back new.
We knew. This not even back. We just here.
We
here. Welcome, folks. Welcome to Candid Convos.
Candid Convos.
And so tonight is our first show, right?
Yes.
And we got some folks with us.
We do. Listen, guys, it's been a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
We need to decompress. We need to just. So this is your safe space. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We have over 100 members now.
Yeah, that's just up.
Yeah,
I'm with it, man.
You guys, we love that you love us, and we love that you trust us to create this safe space for you guys. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
So, T.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody back there with you.
I got somebody over here with me, baby.
Me.
Yeah, who you got over there with you?
I got Michael.
Oh.
Yeah. So listen, I have my hubby here, and T. I think who you have? You got
I got my hubby here too. Yeah.
So after the last show, you guys talked a lot about, hey, you wanted to see our significant others. We heard you. So Michael is my significant other. He and I have been together for a little over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
We have a total of 6 awesome kids together.
Woo.
Yeah, we have.
I'm gonna drink to that.
She said, "Let me drink to." Okay, 5 of them are adults. One, sometimes she's an adult. We still working on her.
Don't fuck with her. Don't do her like that.
All 6, we got 1 boy.
Woo.
Yeah, one boy. He is a self-made man, entrepreneur. Has his own business, does his own thing. So without further ado, Michael, he's here.
Go, Mike.
He's here.
Go, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
See the shirt, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it look like.
One of his Father's Day gifts.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we had a real big cookout. So
that's right.
Oh, this is too. This is one of his gifts too.
Okay.
You see, it's cute.
Current mood. Let's see how that changed throughout the show. It's like I'm playing Mike.
Hi, Kiya. Kiya's here.
Hey.
We appreciate you. All right. I think Auntie Pam is in the house. We appreciate her. Yeah. Mike,
hey,
what you do? Wait a minute. You got to introduce your guest.
So bring it to the stage, like the retired. He like, don't say it.
Don't stop with the foolishness.
Y'all know he a retired stripper from back in the day.
No.
My husband, my partner, my joning buddy, because we is better together. Bring it to the stage. Jerome's in the house.
Jerome.
Look at our shirts. That's it. Right here.
Oh.
Better together. Let me hold out my roll. See, they can see it. Okay, have a seat. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Like Carolina Kitchen.
Oh man. Hey.
Oh, welcome folks. For the folks that's joining us, we got a lot of folks watching us today. Convo with T and Kiya. This is our first episode. King or queen, are you worthy of the crown? Right? And worthy was in one of these. So, we're gonna talk about it. The guys, watched the show, had some things to say. And so we want to make sure that we give them that platform to be able to do that. And so first, hold on, we got some approves. I gotta approve all these people so they can come on and join this show with us.
Yeah, we need them. We can do it while you're doing that. I'm gonna set.
I'm here. All right. So go grab you something to drink.
What you drinking today?
Well, I just got something cute. I ain't even gonna tell you. It's a mystery.
I'm trying this flavor. Y'all ever tried that?
Oh, that's what I got the watermelon one. See, I wasn't even gonna say nothing, but I'm drinking watermelon one.
Man, it's good.
Yeah.
good.
So, like, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this convo. Before we jump in, I want to do some housekeeping stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, y'all already know how I am. So, let me just go ahead and apologize in advance. And people, if y'all want to go hide your wife, hide your kids, go ahead and do all that right now because this is an adult conversation.
We go.
We having an adult grown conversation between two couples, a nice healthy conversation. And we want to hear from up in these comments with some questions, with some comments. We got the guys here. They ready to talk, honey, and we ready to listen and talk. But we gonna listen.
We want them to talk too.
And they gonna talk. And we want
the audience to talk too.
We want the audience to definitely talk, join in. Y'all know how we do it. Quite interactive. Hit that share button, bring other folks in. And let's jump right on into it, Miss Kiya.
Listen. So just before we get started with the questions and things, everybody knows how to join us. I'm just making sure that you guys do. So we are Candid Convo with T and Kiya. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't already gotten an invite, they can still go on our page. Yeah, this live on Candid Convo. But you have to put it in Candid Convo with T and Kiya, or else it'll do something weird, right?
Definitely does something weird.
Yeah, it does something weird. So let's jump into it. So, question one, thought one, right? So we had our first show, and our first show was all about implied roles regarding motherhood.
They said our husbands look like brothers. One of our anonymous folks.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What you said? What was you asking, kid?
So when we did our first show, it was all about implied roles with regards to motherhood. And that was a time where I shared a piece, and I pretty much asked for you guys to kind of welcome me into your space, into your home, so that you guys can kind of like let me know what works for you guys. So in that, we really talked about her solitude and how a woman's journey to motherhood sometimes is very lonely. So my question to you, Michael, is, first of all, did you watch that show? Okay. You got Rome, did you watch the show?
Yes, I watched it.
Okay. All right. So specifically with the notion of a woman loving herself, right? And being able to love herself in spite of all of her roles, so that she doesn't want to have this mom guilt associated with when she steps out and does something that feeds herself and feeds her love and her things that she's interested in. So a lot of women do feel like, because we go day to day in this kind of autopilot mode where we're just kind of like, we get overwhelmed, we get tired. And then when it's all said and done, it's little to no time left for us, ourselves, our own interests. So what were your impressions about that aspect, the notion of loving yourself as a woman beyond the role of a mother?
Well,
right. You can.
He clear his throat.
But look,
let me clear my throat.
With that, I'm gonna say some stuff. So y'all just listen to me. Hear me out.
We listening.
It's like I won't do that.
One of the problems I think that women have now is they are being placed in roles that they are not normally supposed to be in. Okay, I'm gonna say that because a lot of things that y'all doing now, all the extra stuff y'all doing now, back in the days, women didn't have to do that. But due to the way some of the things are with some of the men, some of the roles that they have to play, as far as working, then they want to start their own business. They want to do it, but in saying that, you're still a mom, you're still a mother. So that part right there is something that it's hard to, when you're thinking about it on your terms, it's hard to think about, hey, how you do that. But see, men don't think like that. See, we're not nurturing by nature. We can do it if put in a position. A lot of women have been put in roles where they have to do both because a lot of the males is just not there. Right. So in saying that, I mean, I understand that it's a hard thing for me to say how you do it, because when I think about how things, I'm gonna say this, y'all, man, how things should be or how things was, where most women, you know, was home. The
Right.
men,
Well,
the men was doing all at least doing making the money. So y'all didn't have to worry about those things too. You didn't have to worry about going to work. You would stay home with the kids. If you decide to do something else, it would just be that and the kids. But now you're doing a lot more.
yeah.
So therefore,
Yeah.
that's hard. That's hard to explain because it's a situation that you really wasn't. I don't think women was really programmed to be in to do it all. Now some okay, it's supposed to be we're supposed to split the you know the things like the roles. Okay, their y'all roles was to take care of the kids and take care of the house. Our roles was to go out, make the money, come in, make sure you had everything that you need to do this. But in today's society, it's always it's like a it's like a two-person working house. You got to have two. If not, it won't happen because we're not making the money that we should or the money that we could or we used to because everything goes up. Times have changed. So so looking at that situation is understandable if you when a woman is trying to find something else and the time to find something else and it's harder because like I said you're doing a lot more. So I think that right there is another problem within itself when it comes to relationships. And when I say that because it makes a black relationship is hard. Period. I don't care what nobody said because we don't came through so much. First of all, we have to reteach ourselves how to become family oriented because our family structure has been torn apart so much. Then the only people that had some small family structures, your big mamas and great grandmothers, they all gone.
Right, 3 generations back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so if you got a woman now that's working and taking care of kids and stuff by themselves, you can't have that same structure that you had that your grandmother and them had because they was home with you and home with the kids. So I always say this. I don't think men have changed over 100 years. I think women have. And that's what's making things difficult because by women changing so much, it's causing a rift because it's like you can't have two alphas running a house. You can't. And a lot of women think being submissive is a form of weakness. And it's not. It's just it's a thing where if you're gonna do what you have to do and keep a relationship, you're gonna have to learn to have some form of submissiveness to your man. Because if not, it's not gonna work because and like I told you, men haven't changed over 100 years. We don't have all the things that you have. Like we don't work off emotion. We don't work off a lot of things that y'all do. It's like what we can see, feel, and touch. We there.
Right. So
that's it.
Right.
But in saying that, you have to. I think most relationships from the beginning, if you find a spouse or a person that you're with, you need to learn. You need to learn that person in a way that okay, if this person can I be with this person for the rest of my life, and saying that you need to. I think we need therapy. I think most yeah because see I mean when I say therapy I don't mean like crazy. I mean somebody to guide
I might need that
you
too.
could be a minister or somebody, you know what I'm saying?
That you trust.
Yeah, to guide you into a relationship.
Right.
A relationship if you plan on being in that relationship because it's more to emerge than just being. It's more
a relationship.
Yeah, and it's more.
Yeah, but the thing is though, but like if you said that if women have changed and men haven't changed, shouldn't that mean that men should start changing too?
This is where I'm getting to. That's why I say
if women are doing this and men are here, if men are here and women, and if the men stay here and women are doing this, there's no way that you'll be able to keep up with the progress unless you're
exactly. That's where the riff is. That's why I think we have so much problem in relationship because you need someone. Sometimes you need that third party to help you communicate.
Okay.
And if you can't communicate with a woman now doing what she's doing, then it's not. And that's the problem that we as men having. I mean, sometimes we be the woman that want to act just like us. want to put her pants on like us and do like, I mean, it's nothing wrong with that, but as a man and as in a relationship, if you want to be with this person, you have to stop and learn to understand that person.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times these relationships, I'm saying I only deal with myself. You know, I done been in a bunch of relationships. I done been, you know, I done been through some stuff. So, but the one thing when you keep going through something and every time you turn around, it's ending the same way. Sometimes you got to ask yourself, is not that person not always the problem? You got to change something in yourself first.
Right, and the change has to happen though in order for it to work. Because if one person is changing and the other person isn't, then that's
right.
What
Exactly. Yeah,
but it shouldn't cause a rift of where the person that's changing has to stop changing to meet that
right
they are,
but,
so that they
you
kind of come forward.
also got to make sure the person that you're dealing with is the person that wants to change or
That's
wants to
true.
work with you.
That's
Because if
true.
you don't, you
And that's the real conversation.
Right.
Because you
Just
say, "Oh,
wasting
I want to
a
be
bunch
with
of
you for life," but if
Yeah.
you like, "Well, I want to be with you for life, but you changing and I'm not changing," then it's
Yeah.
like, how can we get that together? So therapy,
Right.
like that's where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, when I
And
say third, I'm really not
counseling,
talking
marriage
about
counseling.
counseling.
Yeah.
Because like I said,
Yeah.
if we don't have that's family. I mean, when I say we, I'm talking about me and some people. I never say all because everybody is different and everybody. You got some people that have grandparents and granddads that been together over 50 years. But then you got this younger generation. The younger generation is when they meet somebody, they're not thinking past when they just met. Some of them, not all. I always say some, but you have to start thinking like that because a relationship and marriage is not just something you're doing for a moment. You're looking at that for a lifetime. So you gotta get out there and really know people. So
so let's let Brother Rome jump in. Thank you, Michael. Very insightful. So I'm going to pose the same question to you, Rome. With that particular show, the notion of a woman loving herself beyond her role of a mother, what were your impressions of that aspect of the show?
Well, I actually took notes from that first show.
Okay.
I freestyle over here.
This
So
is not a rap.
basically, what I gathered from the first show, it's saying basically that speaking in the woman's terms, I'm overlooked. I'm only recognized as the mom and the wife, who attending to everyone's needs except mine. Where's my me time? Having said that, I do understand it's a challenge because basically we have a lot going on: sick children, homework, food, working yourself. It's a lot to do. That's why what I try to do out in our household, I try to lessen the load for what she have to do. I still go to work, breadwinner, but at the same rate, I know it's other things as far as it's making money that we have to be done around the household. So this is my house, but at the same rate, I don't make all the decisions without consulting my wife.
Right. Yeah.
Even though I can have the final say, I mean, this is my partner in this whole thing. So I think it's important to lessen the load, allow her to have some time for herself. It's some quiet time, some music, drink some wine, whatever. And that fulfilling those things I can do for her while she's having that time. I think that's very important because that makes the house happier. Because if she don't get that time, the whole house is messed up, basically. So I think that's very important.
Absolutely. I came with receipts. Ooh, that's why he came with receipts. He played too much.
And
Listen, he got a whole notepad over here.
And
he wouldn't even let me see it last night. I was
none of your business. It's a man's thought.
He's doing this for the show. That's
But we did see the comment. Counseling is not for everyone. And again, we are here just to kind of start the conversation around, how men interpret our actions and things that we say we need. And all of that. So no, counseling definitely is not for everyone. And there is this negative stigma attached to that. And definitely old school. You didn't do counseling. You ain't tell folk your business.
Well,
what happened in our house stayed in our house.
But when like I said counseling, but I'm just saying, even if you have older male figure or older figure, that's the guide you into, what relationship, what is marriage, and what is being together, what is about. That at some point it's not about just you, and just like what Rome said, I also it's a two-way street. because a lot of times y'all women, y'all do things and y'all, we don't know what the hell y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk. I mean, y'all say stuff and like kids sometimes I'll be talking to her and I said, then when I come back and say, ask her what I said, that ain't nothing that I said. I ain't say that. But it's all part of communication. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
but there's also times where I say there's also times where I say things to you and you don't want to really hear it and you'll walk off in the middle of it and walk away. Men, y'all do that. Y'all do that.
Right, be over it. Or they want to say okay to 3 questions. How you say okay to 3 questions? What's okay? You answer okay to 1, 2, 3, or all.
No, it ain't 3 questions.
The clinical term is, I think it's stonewalling.
Stonewalling.
It's stonewalling.
Or gaslighting.
Okay, sometimes y'all, there ain't 3 questions that we ever hear coming from you. You can forget that. It may be 103, but it's never 3. But like I said, sometimes y'all just say stuff and
so for the second time we're gonna move on to the next question. All right. Yeah. So let's talk about it's getting hot. Ooh, in a good way or a bad way. No, I'm just joking.
You better get a fan.
So for show number 2 was hot. Okay. This right here over in that household. No, just joking.
Don't start no shit.
Listen, so show number 2 was about the implied roles of a wife, and for the sake of our relationship, because we are inclusive. So your partner, your significant other, everyone, everyone uses the different terms. But that show was us talking about implied roles of the wife or a partner. We talked a lot about feeling overwhelmed in that role and feeling like we had to kind of keep this standard of being a wife and doing all things that cater to our family, leaving very little time and space for ourselves. We had an excellent free expression by T called Rebel Wife. And boy, did that stir up some conversations.
That started some shit.
So, Brother Rum, that's my nickname for him, y'all. Brother Rum, I heard through the grapevine. You should have went and took a drink. That this also stirred up conversation. So let's start with the notion that grandmom had. So T's grandmother had gone through some things, and she left T with some lessons. One of them was, do not spoil your partner if in turn he doesn't intend to spoil you back. Don't start things that you don't intend to continue. There were 5 things that were pointed out, but specifically, let's tackle this notion of you men being spoiled. How do you feel about that specific notion of rebel wife? Do you feel like as a man you're spoiled? And if you are, do you spoil her back?
Okay, as far as our relationship, I will say that I am spoiled. My wife does a lot for me, but in turn, I do a lot for her also.
Oh,
not just her spoiling me, I spoil her also. And it's too late. I want to change that. She already started, so it's too late. She can't go back now.
That's true.
That's
true. It's done.
That you can't finish. T, do you feel spoiled?
At times I do feel spoiled.
Okay.
And that's just the honest piece, which is, what we're here to be about. But then it's also one of those things that we've had conversations of, do I know what I even want that will make me feel like I'm spoiled?
Wow.
And that was a real question that he asked me at one point. Is he doing everything that he can? And like, maybe it's just not enough for what I need for at this point. And that don't take away that he's not doing anything, because he's doing his part. Right. And so this is that piece, like that goes back to what Mike was saying earlier about growth. And so like, if I'm in this trajectory of like doing things for me and like, bettering myself, and not to take anything away from my partner, because it's not to say for him, but for me in my path.
Right.
Like what I want to do that's going to make me feel happy and fulfilled as a person, as T. And so sometimes that is separate from what his path may be for him, or what he feel like his path is for us. And so, that's when I got to hit that pause button and say, let's have a conversation. But some didn't even come out until we started marital counseling, right? And so that was kind of necessary for us to have counseling, to have this conversation of, you know, maybe I do need to hit that pause button and kind of get his insight, or therapist says give him the first opportunity for a yes or no, right?
Yeah, don't just run with it.
You know, before I come to him and be like, yeah, so I'm going to so and so, you know, I feel like he's doing what he can to spoil me. And
Oh,
if I say I need him to do X, Y, and Z, he'll put it on his list and get it done. So
I do make a list, a honey-do list. I check it twice like Santa Claus.
Don't make no damn list.
And I check it twice too.
One of my daughters was like, hey, what you gotta do is you gotta keep nagging them. You gotta, but you know what? But I guess so. I guess my other question is like, well, first comment, then question. I think the other thing that I've noticed is like it really is, and it's something that you said, T. It's about our journey, right? And Mike is just starting to understand how necessary that is for me, right? Because it's this whole notion that, you know, it's not that I'm changing in this way that's going to be negative for our family. It's more so evolving into a woman that is more confident, that is more self-aware, that is able to be authentically with you at you know, being my truest self, right? And so when you put the work in with yourself, for yourself, then
it pays back to him.
I can be better for him. Like we
can
be better together.
Right. And the thing with that is it kind of goes back even to what you were saying, Mike, like of just historical piece, right? And so men have always been able to be men. You guys were able to go off and work. You guys were able to kind of go and hang out, you know, at the club joints and all of that stuff. And even we go back to slave time, right? You know, the women have always been the nurturers and the caretakers.
Right.
And so it wasn't until a couple decades ago that we were able to work, vote.
Exactly.
Say no to our spouse if we didn't want to have sex.
Yeah, as women, we still
that stuff is new.
That's true.
And so we are still on this continuing journey of like, well, dang, I can go back to school. I can go to I can finish my education and still go to work and still be a wife and still make sure everything is taken care of. But our partner has to be right there. This is Rebel Wife number 5.
Go ahead, Rebel.
You there and say, you do that, honey, and I'm here with you.
Right. And that goes back to what I'm saying too. And with that, you also have to understand with that, you're going to be tired.
Yeah.
You're not going to have as much time to do some of the things that as a mother we think you should do. But also you got to communicate with your daughter.
What you mean? What we should? What do you think we should do?
What we think. Being a mother.
Okay,
you
Let's
should.
see, being a mother.
What's the should? See, because that's what I'm saying.
All women should be that's pregnant and in the house.
Now he got to get Now I had to put them backstage. He got to cool down, okay? Because he is doing too much. Welcome back.
Where's the should? We got to read the
this is what I'm saying.
Break it down.
See,
balance is a process.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Right, Anika.
Okay. Right. These were everything. See, that's what I'm saying. We always see. I talk how I think. I mean, I ain't should, would, coulda. All that is in my vocabulary. Do I feel like that in some things? See, I know things are different.
Okay, give me an example. What should your wife do? What should a wife do in your opinion? What should
cook, clean, sew, take care of the kids, and take care of me as a man.
And so, what should the husband do?
Go to work.
Hell to the no. All
right, Kiya. See you next week, Kiya.
He's being transparent.
Jerome said you was being transparent. He said I can't keep you on.
Right. Said how you feel.
That's true.
But this is what I'm saying, though. It's with the change of women, as men, our roles become bigger now. And it becomes bigger because we, like Ron said, we got to take up some of the slack for the stuff that y'all doing. Do we want to do it? No. I'm letting you know that no.
It's a lot of stuff we don't want to do.
It's a lot. The stuff that y'all do, and I'm serious. I mean, when one day she left me with the kids and was gone, I was like, "Will you please come home? This kid's crazy." But as long as she's there with the kids, I'm fine. Because it's like my safety net. Just like with my son, I could be home as soon as I come home. He could be with me all day as soon as I walk through the door. But at a certain time, I know it's stuff that kid does, and now I gotta do it.
Because I work too, you know.
I know.
Right.
I understand that. That's
you
right.
work.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So when I do come home, I do try to get my son and let
He
her
do.
go,
He
let her
does.
go upstairs and do what she gotta do.
And he'll cook. He'll cook.
But yeah, you
He'll
know.
cook.
So I do
Not
understand.
clean.
I understand the
Not
fact
clean.
that. Yeah, wow.
Clean your
When
man
I
cave.
gotta do what I
Your
gotta.
man cave
Come
too?
on, that.
I'm
Look,
sorry,
I
I'm
gotta
sorry.
give me something. Dang, I mean, I'm already taking care of helping you with the kids and cooking.
That's too much.
That's killing me. But look, but the thing is,
and then going to work and still trying to come home and be a wife too. We
I know.
tired.
Listen. I understand. Don't think that I don't understand. But I'm just telling you, we do it because we have to, because we want to please y'all. But if I had to, if you ask me, do I want to do that? No. Do I want to cook, clean, and do all the stuff they can't do? No.
Right.
But I understand though, in a marriage and in a relationship, you know, especially now this time of day, we have as men, we got to step our roles up a little bit for the simple fact that y'all can't do it all. And I get tired of seeing her being tired. You know, I get tired of seeing her telling me, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm like, just sit down."
I don't say that.
I mean, I know you don't.
You think I'm tired, but I don't say that.
I know, but I'm just saying I can see.
I'm a workaholic.
I know when you tired. but in saying that, you know, it's just like when I say men haven't changed in 100 years, I'm saying we have to change now because y'all doing so much. If we want to be with a strong woman, especially with a woman that's doing things other than taking care of your kids, and these are the roles that we're doing that we didn't have to do before.
So men should be flexible then.
Yeah, well, we should be. We just don't want to be. You know what I mean? So,
well, that's real.
But you also have to. But what I do understand this though, you know, my relationship with my wife and how I am. Some people have to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? She has to know me and I have to know her. It's certain things that I don't want to do, but I'll do it.
He'll do it.
You know what I mean? And then it's things that, you know,
he'll do it.
You know, so when I say that, it's a give and take thing. But you got it. But the thing is, I'm thinking is you have to pick a partner that you can work with. Okay. You know what I mean? You can't just deal with.
That's your advice.
Yes.
Be selective.
Yeah.
Be very particular.
Yeah, because you can't pick somebody because he got nice hair and he
okay, you know what, Michael? All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because they had to be a wig.
Out here say, "Oh, he got nice hair." What's nice hair?
I can't believe in 2020 we still saying men got good hair. Yeah, well, they yell. I'm gonna have me some cute kids with good hair anyway.
But anyway,
so you know, just one more question for just because I know we're gonna wrap up soon.
Okay, good.
So this whole notion of us being able to pull back enough to allow you as our spouses to help us.
Right.
I know, you know, T and I within our community here, we kind of talked about that, and I think the question at that time was I was just like, okay, I am doing X, Y, and Z, but then I wonder, am I doing it because it's me having control issues and me saying I can do it better and me having an issue with pulling back and allowing you to do it? And then the other part is when I allow you to do it, am I really allowing you to do it? So what do you think?
Okay, let me tell you this.
Can we pull back?
I'm getting ready to tell y'all.
Should we pull back and then wrong?
Look, this is, you said don't wrap up yet. You said he's with it. The guy who's with
you. Michael.
And to all our listeners.
Pull it back. The notion.
And why you gotta be so close to the camera?
I want y'all to hear me. On this. Most of the time, when y'all do stuff, do something and we don't do it right then, we are geniuses because we want y'all to do it. We don't want to do it anyway. So
I knew it was a damn trick. You agree with that?
No, I be really trying to do that.
Mike, Ron said he ain't agreeing with you.
I be trying to do
Okay. Well,
I be like, baby, go ahead and do it.
Brother Rome, what you to help us, or do we dictate how you do it?
You dictate how to do it.
We
I mean,
talk
like, a
about
lot of times, like when I gotta do something that she's not able to do, sometimes I mess up. I try my best, and so she allow me to make mistakes to straighten it up. She be like, "Just step aside. I'll go ahead and do it."
Oh, come on, see, so you okay?
Hey, hey, Ron.
Wait, let's hear T. Let's hear T.
Wait a minute. Wait, because how long do it take you to try to do what I asked to do?
Okay, well, let him respond.
I've tried several times.
Oh, so you tried. Oh, so what you try says you tried several times, and then I'd be like, oh, let me do it. That's what you're saying to
But
these people.
it's a certain way you like it done, though.
Oh, okay.
That
So you
would
do
be-
it purposely your way, knowing that it ain't gonna.
No.
Wait.
Try to.
You put a switch try.
I'm not trying to sabotage it. So you do it. Nah.
Mike said that's what y'all do. And since Mike is speaking for all men, then the hell y'all is in this together. Mike said I'll be lying.
I'm sorry, Rome. I let it all out. I'm sorry.
You did-
That's right. Like he said we. Right. He said we. That means him and others. Right. Musa, he talk about all of y'all men. He has we as men.
Nah, that's just me, y'all. There ain't nobody
Help
else.
me out, Musa.
He about to invite some more guys to this conversation. Don't be trying to number up when I'm
We don't have to. We don't have to.
On that same question, I just want to say, sometimes you have to let a man be a man. When I say that, I say when it comes to certain things, especially with women that's been taking care of herself and doing all these things herself, sometimes it's hard for y'all to step back and just let a man be a man, like take that step. Certain things that we should do, you know what I'm saying? If it's dealing with certain people, certain bill collectors, certain the lawn, stuff around the house and stuff
Right.
like that, dealing with who should get it taken care of. Just like, the situation we had. I mean, I stepped up and I was like, look, I got to get this done because I can't have my family like this.
Right.
So it's things like that you have a lot of women that's been out there doing their own thing, and then when they get with a man, they push him out the way. Oh, I got to do this. No, let him take care of that. Because some things, it ain't all about the money or the kids. It's certain things in the household that a man should step up and take care of. I truly believe that. So when she says that, sometimes you do have to pull back. If you find yourself overstepping him in that, I think you need to pull back a little bit and just say, hey, you know what? You go and take care of this for you. This is what I need you to do for me, for the family. And that's where, as a man, we step up and we take care of that. But sometimes we get in situations where, your woman won't allow you to do that because she's so used to, like I said, she's doing everything herself. So she's so used to doing it. That goes back to when I was saying being submissive to certain things. As for a man, it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that,
it's not you trying to control us.
Right.
Because sometimes it come off across like you trying to regulate.
Right. But it's not. It's not. It's all about, that's why this is all that goes back to communication.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You gotta be able to communicate with each other so it won't come off like I'm trying to tell her what to do. I'm trying to be a daddy or something.
Right.
It's not the fact that, my job as a man is, even though, my job as a man is a protector. So I need to know where you at or what's going on so I can feel comfortable that you're all right. So I can be all right. You know what I'm saying? So when I say protector, I mean, because a lot of people, most women be like, I don't need nobody to protect me. But you do. This is what we do. This is part of being a man. This is a part of being. Go ahead.
So I have a question. And so this is for actually both of the guys and all the guys' comments too. So I hear you saying, and I actually agree with most of what you just said, Mike. Question though is where so like they said, there's a thin line between love and hate, right? And so 41 minutes, but folks are still in it. And so I feel like we can keep going because folks are still, y'all want us to stop, give us some thumbs up, keep going.
We got 5 minutes.
Okay. So my question is so there's the thin line between love and hate, right? And so, but also a thin line between comfort and control.
Yes.
What you just said is as a man, you guys are the protector, as guys want to know where we are to feel comfortable, right? And so where does that comfort for you becomes a control if you're out with your friends, but you should be home at a reasonable hour. At some point for me, that would be so why do I need to home now? Do you have plans for us now? Like the issue with me being out, like I will have all of those things. It's like, no, I'm not comfortable with you being out. What's making you uncomfortable? Because then for me, it's a line of like, your comfort and my comfort versus control.
Might be two different
Right.
things.
Not you. I'm not saying you specifically though, Mike. This is all the guys.
But see, this is where you and your man know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
I can't tell you what I'm saying, how you would feel about the way you feel about this, not how everybody else will feel about that. Now, in saying that, if you feel like that, then that's something that you have to, discuss with your husband, especially if he feels though like, okay, Dad, I haven't talked to you all day.
Now that's out of control, right? That's out of control all day.
Right. And then
check-ins are monumental.
You come in after a certain time where you know that what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Now it's I feel though as her husband, he has the right to ask her, hey, babe, you've been out all day. I mean, what's up?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So when I say that, a lot of women take that as being controlling. No, because any other time I don't ask you nothing. When you're doing what you're doing and you're doing stuff within a certain, if it's like, at Baltimore is dangerous.
Yeah, we know.
Baltimore is dangerous.
Listen, we know.
Every day. So every time you hear a siren or you hear something and you haven't talked to your wife or your husband, not that's me. I don't feel though that.
Well, I think check-ins are monumental. I feel like as a spouse, just man,
it goes both ways.
Communication.
And it's like I said, it's a common courtesy.
Absolutely.
There's something that when I was single, I didn't have to do that.
Right.
I didn't have to do that. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. But as a common courtesy to my wife now, or my significant other, whoever, I feel though that is for me, I got to say, oh, Dad, hey, I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? Because because like I said, I know that if anything happened, the worst thing you can do is sit there and cut your TV on and see something happen to your spouse.
And I
Absolutely.
I think just to add to that, because one thing about the show is that we always want to be completely transparent with you guys. Yeah. So I can tell you right now, that's something that I really had to get used to with Michael, because prior relationships, I was with very passive guys, right? And so I was never questioned about where I go and how I go. Growing up, my mom was an extreme feminist, okay? And we grew up in a house with no men, okay? So from my upbringing to past relationships, I never needed to do that, right? So I have to be very, very conscious when I make these decisions, and it takes a lot. When you're not used to it, it's almost like another job for you to think. I'm serious. It's almost times like, I'm gonna tell you something. When I first started getting with him, I had to really like set little reminders for myself, because I had to say, okay, I left the house at 8. It's been 3 hours. Maybe I should drop something. But even still, it takes time, and you men have to understand where we've come from and how that impacts who we are with you.
That's true.
And be patient enough to talk to us about what this looks like. Because
expectations have to be kind of explored.
Yeah, that's why I go back. To communication is so important.
Right, like Musa said, rhythm is associated with communication connection. It definitely is.
Yes. I agree.
Communication is definitely give and take. I have to be willing to hear whatever the hell you're gonna say.
Exactly.
In the way that's I'm gonna receive it, or I'm gonna receive it, and then I'm gonna bust back, and then it's gonna end up being so unhealthy.
And we don't want that. We don't want that.
Right.
When
you got to figure out that rhythm with your spouse or your partner.
When we first met, we used to have these long conversations. And one of the conversations I remember, this is the one I can't forget. This girl gonna tell me, she gonna tell me, you know what? We really don't need men.
Ooh,
really? Said, what you mean? She's talking about y'all. I mean, we don't need men. I said, without a man, the whole population, as you know, would not exist. Whether you can call us whatever you want, but you do need a man if you ever going to have any kids. If you ever going to have,
I was like, science is evolving. At some point,
that's what she was telling me. That's what she telling me.
Hey, baby.
And
okay. So So we have one final question, guys, before we wrap this up. This has been so good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rose.
Yes, thank you
so much, Michael, for complete transparency. Thanks for being with us.
And listen, let me shout out real quick. Like I know Mike is a talker. I learned that about him.
Yeah, I can tell.
As y'all can see, Rome don't talk as much. And
Rome laid back. That's cool.
Real like, but listen, that works with us because y'all see I ain't laid back at all. So this balances out. This is the balance. Because two of me, hell no, that wouldn't have worked. So I wanna appreciate him publicly for even do this because he is such an introvert. He is such an introvert, and this is so out of his comfort zone.
I got my little crystal light right here.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, the fact that he is trying to support me on these
that's good.
All right, and I ain't taking out no trash either. Right.
See?
I do.
I take the bag out and tie it up and sit it next to the trash can.
You wait till it overflow, then want to have me take it out.
No, I said I
do it.
See, this is what I'm saying. That's why
Lord, they're still trying to keep going. We got one more question, Kiya.
Okay, so our final question for you guys is the same question. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you first, Brother Rome. What makes T worthy of her crown as your queen?
Okay, with T is very special. She does a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. If I attempted to do all the stuff that she does, a bunch of stuff wouldn't get done. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna front. I mean, I can write stuff. In fact, we like, far as our marriage counseling, we have a list of things that we do in the household. And it's about how many things was it?
It's right there. Let's show you.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. She did the majority of the stuff. I ain't even front.
This is our homework.
Oh, holy!
2 pages of stuff.
That's too much, T. That's not reason.
No, but listen, this was our checklist. We both had a paper. We both had this, and we had to go through and write who does this errand now, and ideally who would do it. And go ahead, finish what you were saying.
So it's not even just the things she does. She's a beautiful person. She's my rib. I'm saying it right?
Am I your rib with barbecue sauce?
Okay, you know what?
Dave's barbecue sauce.
Ow.
So she's very deserving of a crown. She's my queen.
Oh,
come here, kiss. You gonna keep you on the internet. Ow.
Oh, sweet. All right.
That's good. Thank you, babe. Oh, see, you're from not on the picture.
Y'all are so cute.
Mike, you better listen. Let me give you a second. Get yourself together. I got the same for you. And don't make me gotta call your therapist.
Wait,
why is your wife?
She's already watching. She
watching. Oh, well, she taking notes. She got your ass next time. Mike, why is your wife worthy of the crown? Our therapist watching too. So
okay. Well, when I think about a person I want to spend my life with, I think of someone that's smart. I think of someone that can work with me, deal with me, and someone that got my back, mostly for anything, because all the stuff I've been through, I mean, I need somebody that got my back. I mean, when I say my back, I mean everything. She down for whatever we decide. I can come to her with any decision or something like that, and she don't poke holes in my stuff. She'll sit down and tell me was not right. Maybe we should do this. I'll be still fussing and arguing about it, but she'd be like, no, we can't do that. And I need someone like that in my life because I'm an entrepreneur. I know she's gonna be an entrepreneur.
We got this.
Right. So I need a person in my life. I need a person in my life that beyond being my lover, my friend, I need a partner.
Mm-hmm.
And she's my partner.
Oh,
she's my right. So she's everything. So
put your fan up. We don't want to see that. Put your fan up. We got
grown people.
So that's how
we is grown. And she has your back. Somebody wants you to say, Mike.
Yeah. I need that. That's
probably one of our kids.
Yeah, she got my back.
No, that was Miss Pam.
Oh, that's Auntie Pam.
So yeah, So I mean, all the other things about being in a relationship is fine. I feel you can find that the other things, but those things that I said are, I think, is rare. Aww. And if you find somebody that can do all them things for you to help complete you, then I think she's worthy of being my queen because she can do all the things.
Yes, 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 yes.
So,
hey, listen.
I love you too.
We love you guys. This has been a really healthy conversation. You know, thank you guys. Thank you, Rome. Thank you, Mike, for joining us. Thanks for Musa and the other guys that's in this comment thread.
Yes.
That's in the comment thread. This has been a popping first show, and I'm so into it. So now y'all seen our husbands, y'all have seen the other half, and we're gonna move forward with this steamroll of the Candid Convos with some more foolishness and bullshit. So get ready, because we coming back next week with some extra foolishness, and we ain't gonna let y'all know ahead of time.
No.
You know,
we're
gonna go out and we're gonna vibe, because y'all know how we do. Share this video, rewatch it throughout the week.
Absolutely.
Let somebody have these conversations in your house, because somebody said, Musa said, communication is key in these relationships. Mike said it. I said it. Kiya said it. Rome said it.
Yeah.
That's it. It is.
Let's get it.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. But
thank you guys. Thank you guys.
But we in it. This is what we going out on.
Lovely. You gotta come back with your thug stuff.
It's a remix too.
Oh, that's a remix? Yeah. That was good. Turn it up a little bit. Oh, I can't wait till next week. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Believe me. Wear that crown. Be down for whatever. Thank you, thank you, everybody, for coming in. Share the video. Be worthy of that crown. And we
absolutely.